Do you sometimes feel like going on vacation has to be synonymous with gaining weight? If you're one of those people who feels like when you're on vacation, it's a real struggle to eat in a way that even just to maintain weight, forget about, losing weight or but just at least to maintain and not gain weight is really something that feels like mission impossible. Uh, this live is dedicated to you. My name is Sippy Livnet. I'm a registered nurse and a certified food addiction counselor. And I would like to give you some tips how to go on a vacation. Enjoy the vacation on the one hand, but doesn't have to necessarily be this huge binge of constantly eating these sugary, starchy, fattening foods. Of course, people who are on a sugar-free journey, the rules of the game are completely different because then it is really a very conscious decision to live free from sugar and flour and addictive foods. These are the things that my program, my whole, it's a whole program to teach people how to live a sugar-free life. But even if you don't, or you want to think about your family who maybe, they like those treats and the desserts, there are definitely ways of lowering the amount and the intensity of eating these sugary, starchy foods that can definitely help at least to maintain your weight or certainly not make the vacation this like huge bin that sometimes can be harmful to your health and also like make you feel like crap. Because let's face it, when people eat a lot of these hyper processed, sugary, starchy foods, they're sluggish and it feels like you feel bloated and get indigestion. Is that really what you want to like do on your vacation? Is that how you want to feel while you're on vacation? And then you finish the vacation, it's like, oh, I gained weight and how am I going to lose it? And feeling so guilty and terrible. So, how can we make this balance between, on the one hand, not suffering and feeling deprived on vacation, and on the other hand, actually eating healthy? So, the first thing I would like to say is maybe it's very important when you go on vacation to make some realistic expectations of yourself and of your family. This is not the time to start a diet, okay? Unless you're actually doing a very structured program with a professional person, I'm helping you and coaching you along the way very intensely. I would say that when you're going on vacation, it's not the time to start a program. And if you are in a program, then many times I think that weight maintenance during vacation is a really great goal to have. And don't think you have to be on a diet when you're on vacation. That is not the time to do a diet. On the other hand, eating healthy is not being on a diet. Eating healthy is eating the foods that your body will love and you will love and will make you feel good. So let's see how we can do that because let's face it, our surroundings today, our environment today is very obesogenic. It is an environment that promotes eating hyper-processed, addictive, unhealthy foods. And the healthy foods and real food. What's real food? Real food means it wasn't created in the laboratory of a food industry laboratory. It wasn't made in a factory. It's something that nature intended us to eat. God and Mother Nature intended. You don't need a food label for real food. And the sad fact is that it's much harder to find available cheap real food and much easier to find all these very easy and convenient and addictive and damaging hyper-processed foods. So, first of all, it's really, really important to sort of set clear borders for yourself and maybe for the vacation when it comes to eating hyper-processed junk foods. For example, if you go traveling, maybe in the car can be a nice time. There's the food that's in the car, that's the food that there is. Maybe it could be a good opportunity that this is the time to make healthy food choices for in the car. And then you stop at a gas station, maybe, the kids want something, then you buy something small for the kids. But when it happens that it's like this constant noshing, right? This constant snacking on these hyper processed foods, the kids get hyper, they get angry, they get hangry, so do you. So make sure in the car you could have healthy food choices like fruits and vegetables and cheeses and nuts. And I a lot of times I take for myself, for example, unsweetened coconut chips, like these coconut pieces of coconut, um, and things that are, if you're going to make a sandwich, make whole wheat bread with something like real cheese or avocado or tuna, or things that are real food and not some sweet peanut butter and jam. So make sure that over the course of the day, and this takes some planning, it takes some pre planning. Think about what your day's plan is and how you can make as many opportunities for healthy food choices as possible. The other thing is maybe if you're going out for dinner, and your kids like pizza, you want to take them for pizza, but does that mean every night has to be pizza? Or maybe one time pizza, and other times we could go for healthier food choices, like a salad bar, or things that are just real food, or have some homemade food. You can buy also catered homemade food. It doesn't have to be food that you actually cooked if you don't feel like cooking on vacation. Another thing I'd like to give you a tip about is when there are these big buffet meals, or for example, potluck meal, right? Where everybody's supposed to bring a dish. So a lot of times what happens is at these big, huge festive dinners, if everybody's supposed to bring a dish, everybody brings enough for everyone. And then you have like for 20 people, enough food for 60 people. And research has shown that when there are more choices, people eat more. So what I want to suggest, for example, if you're at a hotel and there's a large buffet dinner or breakfast in Israel, the breakfasts at the hotels are amazing and horrendous at the same time. They're amazing because there's a huge amount usually of vegetable selections and wonderful salads to have there, but there's also a huge selection of cakes and breads and pancakes and all kinds of sugary, starchy foods. So what I often suggest, and I used to do this with my kids too, I would tell them, take a look around and see everything there is and make your choices in advance. Choose one sweet thing, or I would tell them, for myself, for example, I choose, if there's like, I don't know, 5 different main dishes to choose from. So I'll look and see exactly what there is and then decide I'm going to have one, maybe like 2 small portions of, 2 choices or 1 choice, and how much I'm going to have. So when you look in advance and then take those 30 seconds to plan your meal and say, okay, I'm going to have that, and I'm going to have a little bit of that, and I'm going to have that, then all of a sudden, you come with your plate, and it's not this like, it's not this impulsive decisions of, oh, I'm going to have some of that. Oh, that looks good. I'm going to have a little. Oh, that looks really, really good. I'm going to have to taste some of that. And all of a sudden you have like this huge amount of food. And what are you going to do now? You're going to throw it away? No, you take it to the table and you eat it. And once you have it in front of you, you'll always eat more. So make the choices in advance. Just look around, see what there is, decide what you're going to have. I usually suggest to do one of 2 things. Either the 1 plate rule, you put everything on 1 plate and that's what you have. Or another thing that many times I'll do in the Israeli hotels, as I said, the salad bars are usually wonderful and huge. So what I'll do is I'll take a big plate and I'll fill it with vegetables and salads. And then I'll sit down and I'll eat them. And then I'll get up and take a small entree plate and go for the main dish for the main course. So then what happens is I was hungry. I had all these wonderful salads, ate them. Already I'm starting to feel full. So naturally I'm going to be inclined to take less. And then I take one, a small plate, so that also the limits are not just in my head, but actual a physical limit of the plate. And that makes sure that I'm going to eat, I'm not going to overeat these huge amounts just because there's a lot of food in front of my eyes, because people do. They eat with their eyes. So these are a few tips that I can give you for when you go on vacation. Or for example, if you're going on a hike, why on a hike do we need to have chips and, bamba and popcorn and cookies and cakes and da da da, and then also there's a couple of fruit. Of course, the kids aren't going to eat the fruit when they have all these, hyper stimulating foods as other choices as well. So maybe it could be that on the hike itself, there's real food, dates, fruits, nuts, cheeses, like I said, cut up vegetables like celery sticks and carrot sticks. And you can today buy these really fun baby carrots in a bag, so it makes it feel special. And then at the end of a hike, everybody goes out, for ice cream or whatever it is. So that could be a wonderful thing, that it just limits the opportunities and the amounts of junk food that's being consumed during a vacation. So this is definitely something that can be done. And a lot of times it just takes a little bit of pre-planning, a little bit of effort, like, just a little bit of paying attention, just paying attention to limit the opportunities of having all this junk food and making more opportunities for healthy food choices. So if you'd like some more tips on how to go for a GPS to a sugar-free trip, so then there will be a link in the first comment of this video that you can download your own GPS to a sugar-free trip. Lots more really great tips that I have accumulated over 20 years of experience of living sugar-free, and hundreds of clients that I have taken to help them build their own GPS to a sugar-free life. Because really, the benefits and the wonderful feeling that you get from living sugar-free is so, so worth giving up that 1 or 5 minutes of pleasure of having these sugary, starchy foods that actually just make us want more and are really, really harmful to your health. So I hope that this has helped you a little bit when you're planning your vacation, to help you make healthier food choices and maybe come home feeling good about the way you ate, instead of thinking about all those kilos you have to lose and how you're, so bummed out at yourself. So I'd like to wish you a wonderful day and a great week. And I'll see you here again next week on GPS to Sugar Free for the weekly live. Or if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please, if you like it, like this video and share it with your friends. And I'm wishing you a really, really great day. Bye-bye.